Good morning, friends. By now, I am sure you came to know that in the contempt case, the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court of India, imposed a fine of 1 rupee. 1 rupee on the contemptor, Sri Prashant Bhushan, in the contempt case, Inri Prashant Bhushan and another contempt case number, Sumoto case number 1 by 2020 on yesterday, that is 31/8/2020. So, you all know the facts of the issue because basing on the two tweets made by Prashant Bhushan, the contempt case was taken on file Sumoto, that means by itself, and he was given a notice. Prashant Bhushan given reply of 100 pages. Ultimately, on 14/8/2020, they found him guilty, and yesterday, after 15 days, they have awarded the punishment also. Two tweets costed Mr. Prashant Bhushan. So you may be knowing, the first tweet is regarding the CJI astride a BMW Harley Davidson motorcycle before Raj Bhavan Nagpur without helmet, without mask, for which Prashant Bhushan tweeted that the CJI caused the lockdown of the Supreme Court, but he is moving, like that he has commented. Second is a political comment that the four CJIs, consecutive CJIs, have contributed their lot to kill the democracy by the party in power as well as with the support of the Supreme Court. That means Supreme Court has also contributed in killing the democracy, and four CJIs were responsible. These two are the tweets, so definitely they have caused irritation or to the Supreme Court. It was taken as a contempt, and because it's taken as a criminal contempt, because in view of the Supreme Court, it has scandalized the image of the court. Friends, already I told you that the performance of the judges, the judgments they give, definitely they will scandalize or lower the authority or elevate the people so high, the Supreme Court's high, not on the tweets. Tweets cannot disturb the settled authority of the Supreme Court, particularly the judiciary, because we, the people of India, they will go as a last resort to the court, and we still expect that justice will be done at the court level. Previously I told you, even though there is corruption in the judiciary, there are so many officers or judicial officers who are upright, who work hard, who are industrious, and who stick to their so-called integrity. Right? Not all the people are right. Of course, these two tweets costed him. And in his defense, of course, all these things, 1 rupee fine, you know. Some people expressed as to why only 1 rupee fine was given by the Supreme Court. Even we had a discussion. So there is a twist behind the thing. I will come to that part later. In the defense, on Prashant Bhushan, he raised the topic of the four rebellious Supreme Court judges going to the press meet. Does it not amount to contempt? Yes. So you may be knowing, on 12/1/2018, four Supreme Court judges, all of them have retired. So Justice Jasti Chalameshwar is from Andhra. Then Madan B. Lokur, who worked as CJ from Andhra Pradesh, and Ranjan Gogoi, who became the CJI, and Kurian Joseph. They held a press conference and said that administration of Apex Court is not in order, and many things less than desirable are happening in the last few months. They said, we are compelled to tell as we have to responsibility to the nation. This is what they have done. That means they wanted, of course you may be knowing, this is based on the handing over of the Judge Loya's death to Arun Mishra, who presided over in this particular case. This bench contempt case was also decided by Arun Mishra, even though Prashant Bhushan stated that I am not in good terms with Arun Mishra because he has commented badly on Arun Mishra. Even then, it was not allowed. The contempt case was taken up by Krishna Murari, by Arun Mishra better. Right? You know what Arun Prashant Bhushan stated against Arun Mishra is there was Judicial Officers Conference. In that, Arun Mishra praised the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that he thinks internationally and acts nationally. Such was the praise. So immediately Prashant Bhushan commented that being in a gubernatorial position, you should not, number one, you should not express your opinion about the politicians. Of course, you can keep it to your heart. You may praise Modi, or once tomorrow Arun Mishra is going to retire, so he can take up a position in BJP, just like Ranjan Gogoi. Something may happen, but he should not express the same. So that was the problem. Anyway, so Arun Mishra, this Prashant Bhushan raised the topic of the 4 judges issue. So for this, Arun Mishra stated that he has discussed this also. He stated that we hope it was the first and the last occasion that the judges have gone to the press, and God gives them wisdom to protect the dignity of the court by internal mechanism. Right? Please remember here, in this case, certain points we have to know. So, restatement of values of judicial life. Restatement of values of judicial life according to Article 8. So, it was adopted actually by the Chief Judges Conference on 18/9/92. A judge shall not enter into a public debate. A judge shall not enter into a public debate or express his views on political matters in public. The political matters which are pending are likely to arise for judicial determination. We don't know. They may be coming for judicial review. Right? And Article 9 says a judge is expected to let his judgment speak for themselves. That's all. He did not wait for the result. So he shall not give interview to the media. These are the 2 restrictions. Of course, Arun Mishra stated that this will be the first and last press meet by the judges. But please remember, it was not taken as a contempt. Then, Prashant Bhushan made reliance on the 4 judges press meeting. But the Supreme Court rejected by observing that concept of equality before law. Everybody is equal before law. What is permissible, not as to what is impermissible. Please remember, permissible is equal. Impermissible, it cannot be equal. So, negative equality cannot be claimed as there is no concept of negative equality. Right? And also Arun Mishra stated that the concept or the offense of scandalizing the court is notoriously vague. Notoriously vague. Everything can be, you can state that it is scandalizing the court. So at the time, Attorney General K.K. Venugopal sir, he appealed to the court. So better be magnanimous and warn him in spite of punishing him. But on 14/8 itself, they have said that he is proved to have committed the offense of the so-called contempt of the court. Right? So there are rumors. Actually, now with this, Prashant Bhushan was made a hero in the legal circles because he refused. He refused to, of course, the Supreme Court has given a leverage. Even the Attorney General also asked him to apologize and things will calm down. But he said no. So in his reply affidavit, he stated that he neither asked the magnanimity or mercy of the court, but would cheerfully submit to any punishment. And of course, the Supreme Court had got a deep thought over the conviction, because now will come when the fine, what type of fine should be imposed. Please remember, in the law of torts also to you. Number 1, it should be proportionate to the offense committed. Number 2, it should not give rise for recidivism. Number 3, the financial condition of the accused also should be taken into consideration. Of course, all these things were not taken into consideration. It is only basing on the magnanimity. The Supreme Court has clearly stated that yes, right. The court said an appropriate sentence and not a mere warning, because AG asked them to just leave it let off with a warning. So an appropriate sentence and not mere warning was required, as Prashant Bhushan has shown an injustifiable insistence not to express regret. Had he expressed regret, yes, things would have been otherwise. Since he is adamant, then definitely some punishment is necessary. Right? So the Supreme Court, some of the people they have commented, the Supreme Court's sentence on Bhushan diminishes its stature and exposes its intolerant side. Of course, in this connection, you have to know the lawyers. The lawyers are supposed to be fearlessly independent and robust, but at the same time, they have to be respectful to the institution also. Yes, definitely. Now, the financial position, of course, previously was imposed a fine of 25,000 fails. And recidivism, definitely he will not go for recidivism. Of course, now Prashant Bhushan also stated that he respects the institution because he is working there for the past 35 years. If he does anything wrong, if he does anything against the institution, he is himself is condemning, is it not? Once you insult the institution, you are insulting yourself. Therefore, he said he will pay the fine of ₹1 respectfully, and definitely he will go for the chance of a review, because Arun Mishra is going to retire by tomorrow. It may be taken to another bench and he will go for review. So that's all in this Prashant Bhushan case. Anyway, things went off well. We also suppose if he says I am not going to pay the fine, I will go for review or I will go to the jail. Of course, here the last point I want to tell you, Supreme Court's a twist. No doubt, it has imposed a fine of ₹1. If the fine is not paid before 15/9/2019, then he has to undergo 3 months imprisonment. For not paying ₹1, he has to undergo 3 months imprisonment and also 3 years suspension from the practice. This is most dangerous. Therefore, I think Prashant Bhushan has come down. Once you are habituated to attend the court normally for 3 years, if you cannot see the face of the court, it becomes horrible. Therefore, so I think, anyway, magnanimity is there on the behalf of the Supreme Court, and also excellent respect on the behalf of Prashant Bhushan also. He admitted he is going to pay the fine. So the matter has ended like this. But anyway, Supreme Court, once again I tell you, made Prashant Bhushan as a hero with this case. Thank you very much.